match. I came with the red hat on today, so you already know what that means. I'm here for some war, I like to call it. You know what I mean?
Let's go, bro. Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It's once again the Mitchell Report Unleashed podcast. And today I'm here with an actor, motivational influencer. This boy, the only motivated clothing brand, my man Nick. Nick, what's good?
What's good, Rory? I'm happy to be here, man. Happy to be here.
Listen, it's no long talking today. I just said I put on the red hat for today. So you already know what time it is.
I know, man.
Let's get right into
I'm
it,
ready.
man. Let's get into it, man. When did you feel like you wanted to make this change from motivational speaking to mindset to being this influencer, my guy?
Honestly, man, I've been doing motivational influencing and speaking for a couple of years now, and it kind of led me to the brand I'm wearing now, Only the Motivated. I've always been a motivational person. I've always felt that inspiring people around me was the best thing to do because I know you've heard me say it before, man. I always believe that when you give, you will get, and I think that being able to motivate others just as much as yourself is vitally important because everybody has that gift and purpose. Like you have to walk in your purpose every single day that you wake up. Sometimes you're gonna wake up thinking it's hard, it's not gonna be easy, but you know what? You owe it to yourself to keep going no matter what. Because life is designed for us to fail, whether we want to believe it or not. Life is designed for us to fail, and the reason why it's designed like that is because they don't want us to win. They're not gonna tell us that it's designed for us to fail. They're gonna give us the hard routes, the hard paths, and it's up to us to make the best of it and just keep our eyes solidified on the prize ahead. So I think that being motivated and inspiring yourself daily, you shouldn't get your motivation from others. Like, yeah, it helps, but you should just learn to motivate yourself because you are the vocal point and the driving point that's going to determine what the rest of your success in life will look like.
My man, we're only 2 minutes in and you're already dropping bars. I already knew this was going to happen today, and I said, I was planning. I always make sure, I create this landing spot for a lot of people to come on this show. And then I heard you speak social media, if it's Instagram, if it's Clubhouse. I said, this boy's he's got to come on here, man. He's got to come on here. You got to bring that thunder. And, you're an inspiration to a lot of people. I don't think you realize that, but you are. I see it. I feel it. It's not fluff. It's not hokey. You know what I mean? You come from a genuine type of ability as far as how you speak with your cadence, your craft, your skills. You know what I mean? So I want you to honor that for yourself. You know what I mean? If I haven't said that to you or anybody hasn't said that to you, I'm saying that to you now.
Hey, man, that honestly, that means so much, man. I mean, honestly, Rory, I'm going to be honest with you. I never thought I'd be where I'm at today. I never thought I'd be trying to motivate and inspire people because, believe it or not, I couldn't motivate myself for a while. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't have that drive or that influence in myself. And I didn't really have a mentor growing up, but everything that you see right now is a reflection of my own reality. I had to learn this the hard way. And I think that a lot of people that, don't have a voice or are afraid of being judged in the world, believe it or not, Roy, let's be honest, the world is a very cruel and negative place. And we've seen a lot of that over the past year. And I want to be able to just give people that reassurance that what they're doing is right and that it takes time, believe me, but you have to keep going. You owe it to yourself to not give up. And I've said it numerous times, giving up is not an option and it shouldn't even be a last resort.
Man, I love it. I love it. So we're going to do a little thing different with this podcast because we both cut from the same cloth and we're going to call it a Q&A. And with this Q&A, I want it to be where we're headlining into like the next 4 months, you know what I mean? And then the end of the year, we know we've all been through COVID and vaccines and Delta this, and they're creating all these different names for this COVID stuff, right? What habits you think people can use to increase motivation? First thing that comes to your mind.
First thing that comes to my mind to increase motivation through the pandemic.
Pandemic and worldwide.
Worldwide. I think, I'm going to be honest, man, I've seen a lot of people lose their confidence in this pandemic because they felt so isolated. They felt like trapped in a sense. And they didn't realize how important that they mean to this world. And a lot of people, like, for a minute, probably about a couple months in that pandemic, I lost confidence in myself because I was so isolated. Everything was on lockdown. But the one thing I will say is that I got to know more about myself and what I meant to do in my life. I think being in tune and key with yourself, spiritually in the mind and then mentally in your heart, Those are the two things. If you know how to fine tune those two things, I feel you're unstoppable, because once you master the mind and heart, those are the two vital, pivotal points that determine what success and what you are as a person, as a human being. I think we got to know people and understand people for human beings before any profession that they're in. Being able to know someone as a human and what role that they play in this life is very vital. And I think a lot of people are motivated. I think a lot of people have that confidence. It's just they're afraid to express it because, one, they've been shut down by a lot of people in their life, maybe family or friends, that didn't believe in their ability, that they could do great things in this life. Two, I think a lot of people have that voice, and especially on Clubhouse, man, a lot of people have that voice. It's there. It's just they're so afraid to bring it out because they've experienced so much judgmental negativity and hate from all the others that are around them that they love and care about. But I think that Clubhouse was so vital because so many people can use their voice and bring that confidence and spark back to their life. But nobody can see your face, and that's the great thing about it, is that you're speaking through a microphone. And you can tell, Rory, I can tell in your voice, and a lot of people that we've met, you can hear the passion and the drive they have in their voice. And I think that that's so vital. When you're passionate and you have that drive, and not even just your voice, but in everything you do, people are going to be so drawn to you. And I think that's why I'm on it all the time, and I see you there all the time, man. We're people that we want to meet so many people. We want to connect with so many people because we know people have the same mind that we do in the world, and that's why Clubhouse is such a beautiful thing. I tell people, I don't care if you're afraid to speak or if you're shy. This is the perfect app to let out of that fear, because you will meet so many beautiful people that are in the same boat that you're in, man. And I've been trying to stress my friends, get on Clubhouse. I don't care if you just listen. You will learn so many things from so many different people around the world. You meet so many different walks of life, and that's the beautiful thing about it, man.
You say Clubhouse. The audio-based apps are always a thing, and I say the exact same thing to people in the inner circle, outer circle. I said, listen, if you're not on Clubhouse, you're doing yourself an injustice. You know what I mean? It's the art of storytelling. The voice is so important. You know what I mean? It's your instrument. It's your tool for you to elevate. Even if you listen, you know what I mean? When I got on there on November, I did a lot of listening for the first 2 months, bro. That's all I did. I listened to see what was going on. Now with the spike, now everybody's back on Clubhouse. The conversations are getting very deep. You know what I mean? Which comes to us, cancel culture. Yeah, with cancel culture now, there's people out there that may cancel us and look at us as motivators and think because we may say something that's triggering, oh, I can't resonate with Nick. I can't resonate with Rory. How do you feel about that?
I think it makes a lot of sense. I think people just kind of perceive on what they want to listen to. I think certain things with certain people, everybody has their own flow of the way they talk, they go about things. Everybody's mindset and frame of work ethic is different. So you can't relate to your success to somebody else because everybody's path is different, believe it or not. Everybody's path is different. But I will say this. You have to understand who says what, because a lot of people say things, but you can't really picture like them. I'm the kind of person, I go off body language. If your body language and your tone of voice says who you are, I don't even need to have a full-blown conversation with you. I just know that I'm going to receive that same energy back in return. And I think a lot of people on Clubhouse are like that. But it's so hard to pick because you can't see their face. You're going off a voice and a microphone. So I think that you have to be careful who you listen to because, Roy, let's be honest, there are a lot of fakes on that app. They perceive themselves to be somebody that they're not. So I think you got to be very, very precise on who you listen to because people will say this, that, and the third. Anybody can talk, let's be honest. Anybody can say, oh, you got to do this, that, and the third. Anybody can do that. But it's really about who has the influence and the passion behind it. Those are the people you want to be around constantly.
So true, because everybody wants to be this coach. They want to be this motivator. But then what I love about Clubhouse, your voice matches the Instagram or the Twitter. So I can kind of see what's going on and things like that. So I totally understand by what you mean by that and things like that. When you reach your goals, right? And we're both goal setters. When you reach your goals, how do you reward yourself?
I'd say when I reach my goals, I reward myself with just staying humble. I tell myself every time, no matter how much success I obtain, I have to stay humble because I know what it's like to not have anything. So when I get all the things that I'm praying for and aiming for, I have to keep that humble mentality because I see so many people when they make it, they lose sight of who they are because they let the money control them. They let all the success get to their head, and they forget where they came from. I've seen so many people let the money and success change them that I've told myself no matter how much I obtain in my lifetime, I can't let it bother me or I can't let it faze me, because all the hard work I put in to get that, it can get all taken away from me in a matter of seconds so quickly that it looked like you never even got it. You look like you never even obtained it.
Exactly. Yep.
All that hard
Yep.
work for nothing, all the
God get.
countless hours you put in, it can all get taken away.
Yeah. God giveth, God taketh away. You know what I mean? I
Absolutely.
think God gives us the ability, but He can also take away the ability also too. Especially if you surround yourself with the wrong crowd, the wrong mindsets. You know what I mean? I try to be protected everywhere I go, man, because negativity can pull us. You know what I mean? And especially when we're building and we're reaching, there's always going to be that crabs in a bucket mentality where somebody's going to try to pull you down. You know what I mean? I see it happen all the time, bro. Social media being the biggest one. You know what I mean? People from your past reaching out to you saying, hey, what's going on? And da-da-da-da-da. And they try to bait you in certain things. And I'm like, block. I can't do this. Respectfully, politely, I cannot do this. You know what I mean?
Bro, you're honestly, man, you're so right. Like I always say, your network is your net worth. You hang around 5 winners, you're gonna be the sixth. You hang around 5 losers, you are gonna be the sixth. And that is such a true statement. When I heard that, I thought for a second, I was like, what did I just hear? What? Hold on, I said something. Hold on, can you repeat that one more time? They said 5 winners, you're gonna be the sixth. And I thought to myself, so you mean to tell me all the people I've hung around that didn't have no ambition or drive, I was around the wrong crowd and that was my fault? You're damn right it was my fault, because I put myself in that position. I put myself around those people. The people that don't want to do anything and just want to let things fall in their lap, I'm sorry, life does not work that way. Nothing falls in your lap willingly. You have to go out and make it happen, whether you want to or not, because somebody is gunning for the spot that you're trying to get at. Believe it or not, someone out there is working harder than you. Someone out there wants it more than you. So if you work hard 10 times one day and you work 0 the next, that person that you're perceiving to go after is trying to get the same thing that you are. If you're working 0% that day and they're going 100%, they just got better and you got worse. Remember that.
So true. So true. And that's the thing. It's like we're in this rapid world. You know what I mean? I'm a podcaster. You know how many other podcasts are out there? I've been doing this for, 4.5 years, man. You know what I mean? And now everybody asks me this question, how do you feel about all these other podcasts coming out there? I'm like, well, let them do their thing. But if they're not doing it for the right reason, they're going to burn out. It's the same thing with motivational speaking that you do, things like that, coaching, whatever. If you don't stay to the ahead of the game consistently each and every single day, people are going to be like, okay, I forget about them. And when they forget about you, then what happens? You know what I mean? You got to start back from ground zero and then rebuild yourself back up. You know what I mean? That's why I feel like content is the biggest piece. As long as you have one piece of content, try to upload it like all the time. You know what I mean? 3-4 times for the week. They say post 3 to 4 times a day. That's another topic for another day. You know what I mean?
I think that's too much.
That's
I think
a
that's
lot.
too much.
Yeah, it's
Too
overkill.
much.
You know what I mean?
Like post
You show
like
up.
post 2 to 3
Yeah,
times a week. That's really all you need. That's really all you need. And back to your point what you just said about podcasts, everybody's flow is different. So you may do something better than somebody else. They may do something better than you, but everybody's flow and attitude about what they do is different. You can't compare your podcast to somebody else because they're talking about so many different other things. Whereas you and I are motivational people, so you and I can relate on a personal level and a business level. That's the beauty of it.
exactly. That's why I call this now the entrepreneurship podcast. You know what I mean? And things like that, you know? So, what inspires you to wake up and be successful in your day?
That is a very, very broad question, but the main reason why this is such a pivotal question is my why. And the reason why I say my why is because, like I mentioned a little bit ago, I know what it's like to not have nothing, so I know how much success I obtain. I have to keep that humble mentality. I've been doubting my whole life. People have told me that I'm never going to make it in this motivational speaking. They said, who would want to listen to you? I said, you know what? That's cool. You can have your opinion. At the end of the day, I'm going to do what I have to do because I'm passionate about this. If somebody tries to knock your passion, it's because one, they couldn't even dream of doing it themselves, and two, they envy you. They envy the progress that you're making, and they wish that they were in your shoes. That is the such pivotal facts. Is people don't understand that how much you put your passion into something, how much love you put into something, good will come from it, but you have to believe in it. If you don't believe in it as much as somebody else doesn't, It starts with you. You have to have confidence in your ability and have that passion and drive to believe that it can happen. It may not happen tonight, it may not happen next week or next month, but eventually, the more progress you put into it, the more passion you put behind it, it will come. You're always going to have haters. You're always going to have people who have an opinion. They're not going to like what you have to say or do, and that's okay. You got to be okay with that fact. You got to understand you're not going to be liked and loved by everybody. And that's one thing I had to realize is not everybody is going to love what you do, and I have to do it for me and not for them, because I can prove all I want to them, but most importantly, I got to prove all that energy. I got to put all that energy and love back into myself. It starts with you. It's not about them. It starts with you first.
One of the things you said in one of your videos, bang, or you end up becoming a trending topic. That resonated with me. That's why I had to share that post. Because when I heard that, I was like, damn, that's a bar. You know what I mean? How many times we are doing what it is we're doing in our respective cities, and people see you and they side-eye you. You know what I mean? They don't want to show you love. They don't want to support you. Your family don't want to support you, don't want to show you love. Your friends don't want to love you or support you. And it's like, is it because you see me elevating? We're part of the winning table here. We're trying to be at the head of the table. You know what I mean? Let's break bread together. But too much jealousy, antics, and things like that. And well, I know the reason why, but I always want to ask people this question. Why do you think it happens more times than none? Honestly. We know the cliche answer, but for you, why do you think that happens?
The reason why I think it happens so much, I think people hate because one, they wish they were living in your moment. They wish they were living in your purpose. They wish that they had what you had. But I think the real reality behind it is that people hate because they got nothing better to do. They got nothing better to do, so they feel like they can pick on somebody who's doing something great, not only in just the word, but by themselves. Like, wouldn't you want to be happy for someone that's doing great things? Wouldn't you want to be happy for them? Wouldn't that be your first instinct? Is to say, hey, congrats, bro. I'm glad you're doing your thing. Or congrats, I'm glad you guys are making something happen. That's the first thing you would expect from anybody. But the reason why they hate and they're so envious is because it's not how much hate they have in their heart. It's just because maybe they just experience so much bad that all they need to do is just hate on somebody else because they've been hated on so many times. I mean, it's the cold reality of it. You've probably been hated on so many times that you feel the need to hate on somebody else. But what is that doing for you? That's keeping you stagnant. It's not keeping me stagnant. It's keeping you stagnant because I'm going to keep elevating at the end of the day. One or two words ain't going to bother me. I know to keep going, but it's you that I'm worried about.
I feel you. I feel you. You know, how many people now are like, I want to start a podcast. Roy, how do I start a podcast? And I tell them, just do it, but make sure if you're doing it, you're doing it for all the right reasons. Because I'm gonna be here to elevate you and help you find the right mic to get, find the right cadence, a solution. It's gonna take reps every single time. It's like working out. It's like playing basketball, perfecting your jump shot. I saw one of your videos. This man was taking my man to the hole all game, all flipping game long. You know what I mean? And I'm watching you do that, and I'm like, he doesn't even have to do the jumper. I'm already dissecting what's going on the screen. If he drives on him, he's got the one quick step on him. You know what I mean? So it's like knowing how to maneuver in this space of life. You know what I mean? Going back with sports terminology, it's like you're going to know when to drive the basket. You're going to know when to hit that jumper. Maybe sometimes you got to play a little extra defense and things like that, you know?
It's pressure, man, but you know what? The most beautiful things in life happen under pressure. And the reason why that's so important is because people don't like the pressure. They don't like that. They don't like that burden falling on their head or on their forefront. But you have to understand, people thrive the most under pressure. Like me, for example, give me all the hate and pressure you can put on me because you know what? I'm going to come out 10 times stronger and wiser than what I was 10 minutes ago. And I'm sure that's something you can relate to.
No, absolutely. What would you say reduces motivation, my man? What reduces the motivation?
I mean, reduces motivation. That's a good question. That's a good question. I'd say the one thing that reduces motivation is because the one thing I've noticed a lot is that people let the opinion of another stop them from what they're trying to do. People like say if I told you tomorrow I want to, be a dentist or I want to be a rapper. That's like the first thing anybody says. Oh, I want to be a rapper. I want to be a musician. But the reason why so many people have a negative hate towards that is because everybody wants to be a rapper. Like, let's be honest, everybody wants to be an artist. There's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of creative and beautiful people in the world. I think anybody can do it. It's just you got to put your mind to it. And I think the reason why that is so many people hate and so many people have an opinion towards something that if someone told me, oh, you're never going to make it as an artist, it's never going to work. There's so many artists, so what makes you different than them? It's not about what makes me different than them. It's about how much hard work I'm willing to put into it. Simple hard work can get anything done. If you simply just put your mind to it and you work hard at it every single day, something good's going to come out of it. Believe it or not, something good
So
is going to
true.
come out of it. But people just
So
let
true.
so many people stop them from achieving their vision. I say no vision is too small. It's only small if you allow it to be. I'm going to say that one more time. No vision is too small. It's only small if you allow it to be.
Wow, man. This man is just dropping bomb after bomb. Like, I need to go into the bunker now because you keep dropping this bomb, you know. And I know the people that listen to this have their pen, their paper, their phone, and they're probably like I got to start self reflecting. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, especially in the important moment of right now. Right now is where we need to start self reflecting because we already know people are gonna come with the whole "it's a new year." I'm gonna get into that gym January 1st. Start working out January 1st. You gotta start implementing vision and goals as of right now. The small incremental goals to get you to that next step. You know what I mean? And people miss that. They miss the ball because I think one of the biggest things that reduce motivation is the Netflix, right? Or sitting watching these shows and, binge watching all this stuff. You work a 9 to 5? Okay, cool. I get it. You're tired. Bro, I know so much about being tired. Like, I've been a trainer. I was a health and fitness trainer for 7+ years. So I know what it's like working 8 to 12 hours a day, both jobs, coming home. The last thing you want to do is work out. You want to put on Netflix, or you want to watch a TV show, or you want to watch sports. I get it. So I know I've been on both sides. What I always say is Sundays are days of rest, right? But you can always still work. Sunday should be when you maybe watch that show. Don't binge watch. Watch like 2 episodes. Get up in the morning, morning coffee, watch your 2 episodes. Watch another 2 in the evening. But during the week, for me, I can't do that. That's why so many people are like, watch this show. I'm like, can't do it. Unless it's a favorite show like Big Brother. You know what I mean? You got Big Brother Canada, Big Brother America. I'll watch that because that's 1 hour. I can spare that 1 hour because guess what? I get things done in the background. You know what I mean? So I think one of the biggest things is getting rid of that, the video on demand stuff. You know what I mean? It's good to have it, but treat yourself. It's like when you reward after health and fitness. Have that slice of pizza, but don't eat pizza all week. You know what I mean?
I agree with that, bro. I agree with that 100%. Like me personally, don't get me wrong, I watch TV. I mostly just watch sports. I don't really watch that much unless I'm with my girlfriend or watching a show. That's different. But I do normalize taking time to myself and keeping my frame of mind straight because mental health is very important. I don't think many people realize that. Being in tune with yourself in all areas of your body is very vital because you have to be able to perform at the highest level. If you aren't in tune with your mental
Absolutely.
side, you're not gonna be able to perform to the best of your ability. And I think having your
Absolutely.
frame of mind solidified and making sure everything is good inside yourself, making sure your heart and mental connect at all times, it's pivotal. It's pivotal.
Yeah. Why do you think people ask negative questions to themselves when it comes to growth and building an opportunity for themselves?
When it comes to negative questions that stop your growth, I'd want to say that people say negative things to themselves because it's so common. Settling and giving up is so common that they think it's just like when they see one person do it, that it's going to happen to them. When they see one person settle or give up, they think that their path is going to kind of like revolve to the same thing. And it's not always the case. It's like I said before, it's only if you allow it to. You have the power inside of you to create whatever you want to manifest, but you have to believe it not only just for your vocabulary, but your frame of mind and what you do in a daily routine. I always say the secret to your success is hidden in your daily routine. And that is such a pivotal quote because what you do on a daily basis is going to determine what the rest of your life and your success path will look like. I tell people as well, slow progress is better than no progress. And the reason why that is important is because taking slow strides and small wins is better than doing nothing at all. I could have one day where I don't do anything at all, but the next day I do something that changes my life for the better. It's taking being able to humble yourself in that process and take things slowly. You can't rush the process. Nothing good happens overnight if you rush it. You can't rush it at all. You gotta just be humble, take it day by day, and just keep pounding at it every single day, and it will get better. But negative self-talk to yourself every day is not going to do you any service. It's not going to do you any justice. If you talk negative to yourself and you're a positive person, that means one, you don't believe in yourself, and two, you don't think it can happen. I hear so many people say all the time, "Oh, I'm going to do this for a backup plan if this doesn't work." No. The reason why you're saying that is because you don't believe in your full plan enough, so you have to resort to a backup plan. There's no such thing as a backup plan. Only way that you'd be able to say that to yourself is if you don't believe enough and you aren't confident enough in your main plan to work. That's why people resort to backup plans. I don't believe in the whole backup thing. It's either I'm all in on one plan or I'm not doing it at all.
They got something to think about there. You know what I mean? You know, my biggest thing is when people say I'll try to do it, because I try means that you're not going to do it. You're trying. Like, cancel those words of try or I can't. You know what I mean? I believe. And I've gotten to some like back and forth with people. I say, it's like, if you say I believe, like with me, I say a lot. I never say I can't. I say I believe. Because if I believe, it means I'm going to get it done. I try means you're going to half-ass it. You know what I mean? You're not going to give your full 100%. You're only going to give 70%. You know what I mean? It's like you said sports. How many of our favorite sports athletes, okay, LeBron or Jordan or whoever, you ever think they say, I try or I can't? No, I believe. Look how much scrutiny LeBron had to go through. You know, I still give him hell sometimes when I'm ready. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, when he trusts and he believes in his system and in his principles, he'll get it done. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure none of these guys have said, I can't do this. I'm not going to go out there and win a championship. You think Giannis Antetokounmpo in the finals was like, I can't win this championship? He believed in it, you know? So that's what people need to start doing. Believe in what you want to bring to the table and things like that. You know what I mean?
The power of positive self-talk is so key, Rory. I'm telling you, if you believe it, you can achieve it. If you speak it, it'll happen. If you tell yourself every day that it's going to happen, you don't know how powerful just those small little words can do for yourself. I tell myself this every day, and for everybody that's listening, I hope you write this down. Nothing can stop me. I am unstoppable. If you tell yourself that every single day, nothing will stop you. Nothing will stop you. Plain and simple. Nothing can stop me. I'm unstoppable. No matter how much wrong goes in my life, I have the power to make it right.
I love it, man. Before we get out of here, talk about the motivated branding. Like, how did that start? Was that just something that you just said, hey, listen, I just want to create a brand? And what does that brand mean to you? That's a two-part question.
You know what? I was waiting for this question. And the reason why this brand is so important to me is because I don't know if you can see it, but I have it tattooed on me all right here. It's a part of me. Everything, this brand is a part of me. It's a reflection of who I am because I've had to endure a lot of triumphs and tribulations in my life. And I'll be honest, Rory, I should not be here today standing. I had times in my life where I didn't feel like I had a purpose. I wanted to give up on life. But I'm going to tell you this one thing. This name on this shirt kept me going. I wrote it down. It started as a hashtag, a full hashtag, straight along the line, straight hashtag. And I kept putting it, I put it in my Instagram bio for the longest time back in the day. And everybody asked me, what is Only the Motivated? And I said, oh, it's a slogan I came up with. They said, oh, it's a pretty cool slogan. It's catchy. And I was like, oh, the more traction it gained and the more people that actually liked the word, the more I was like, you know what? What if I started a clothing brand based off of his name? And then this is where it came from. I actually started the brand about a year ago, but I actually started making the clothing back in November of 2020. So I really started to kick the ground running this year, and the brand has kicked so much traction. We got our first storefront in Miami, Florida. We're getting another storefront in here in Boston, and we're trying to get another one in Brooklyn, New York. So, and now we have our own website too, and our Instagram page as well. So we're getting a lot of traction, and it's the one thing I want to push with this brand is that it's for everybody. There's no specific target audience. You know how when you see different paths and endeavors, they're catered to one target audience? I wanted this brand to be for everybody, all walks of life, no matter what your profession is, what background you come from, because everybody's motivated. It's second nature. You wake up every day to be better, improve, and excel as a person and a human being. You're motivated. You're motivated because you want better in life. You want better for yourself. That means you're motivated to do whatever it takes to make it happen. And I wanted this brand to be a symbol of hope, that no matter how much negativity and hate is in the world, that this brand can give you that voice to be heard and be seen in the world today. And I think that this brand is at the start. It's just getting off the ground to where I think it can be. And I want everybody that wears this brand to feel a sense of purpose, because I'm saying this honestly, not just because I own the brand. I'm saying this because every time I wear this shirt and I'm feeling down, I always remember my why, and I know that I have to keep going no matter what. So this brand has done wonders for me, and it's just the beginning of what's to come.
I love that you got the storefronts, man. You know what I mean? I think that's the biggest attribute to what that brand is. You know what I mean? And it's gonna just continue to keep building from there and there and there and there. And man, hats off to you. Keep going. You know what I mean? Only the motivated people. You know, Nick, my man. Where can everybody check you out? Your content, like I said, is immaculate. Content done the right way. Somebody has a content critic. Content done the right way. You show up, you deliver, you execute. Where can everybody check you out, my man?
So you can find me on Instagram. I post all my motivational videos on there. It's at OTM Nick. OTM stands for only the motivated. So it's at OTM Nick, all one word.
Love it, man. Listen, we're going to do this again down the road. You know what I mean?
Because I can't wait, man.
Keep being that inspiration, man. And I can feel the thunder. Sometimes when I get in these podcasts and conversations, and I know it's remote, a lot of it's like through screen and stuff like that, you can feel it. I can feel it. You know what I mean? And I always tell people, they may not see this, but if I look at my arm right now, there's goosebumps. You know what I mean? So that means that when there's goosebumps, there's a job well done on this platform. So I appreciate you, my man.
I appreciate you for having me, Roy. I look forward to seeing you grow and be the man that I know you can be. And your podcast is just the beginning, man. I really hope that it kicks off the ground, man, because you got a lot of good things going on, man. And I don't just say that to a lot of people. I say it because I see the potential you have. And I know that you and I can create a lot of good change in the world. So I'm happy to be around good people like you.
Yeah, man. That's love right there. Appreciate you.
My pleasure, man.